think of a way to start this video. Hey y'all, welcome to the Walk Live. I'm Sakima, and for all of you who are new, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you like what you hear and what you see. And for all of those who have been rocking with me since day one, thank you. Thank you. And I'm sorry that this has not been beautiful. I apologize for that. And no, seriously, thank you so much for rocking with me. I appreciate you so much. You know, I love you. I'm so thankful for you. But for all you new folks on this channel, I put out content that derives from my journey, my walk with God. These are just lessons that He has taught me along the way, and they have helped me chip away at some of the barriers that have been in my path. And my hope is that it will help you do the same. And I post every Tuesday. So you guys look for that content. Do not forget to hit that notification bell so that you do not miss an upload. You guys, come on, let's get to the content. All right, let's get into it because, you know, we have a lot to impact. What do we have? Let's try again. Let's get to it because we have a lot to unpack. Don't you hate when people say that? Don't you hate when speakers say that? You just feel like the time that you thought you were gonna be there, it just extended, just got this long. It is long. Okay, but I promise I'm gonna make it as short as possible. Okay, I just gotta get it out though. This is so good. All right, I want to start by reading you the definition of the word goodwill. Goodwill, a kindly feeling of approval and support, benevolent interest or concern. I'm going to give you some, um, let's see, another definition of it is cheerful consent, willing effort. I want to give you some synonyms for it benevolence, brotherhood, charity, cordiality, cordialness, fellowship, friendliness, friendship, good fellowship, kindness, neighborliness. I just wanted to give you an idea of what goodwill was in case you are not familiar. I think everyone has heard the word, but not necessarily needed to really define it. But for this, we need to. All right. Y'all, I got to tell y'all a story. So I feel so blessed. I was shopping the other day in the thrift store and I found a 50 inch, I think is what it is, Samsung television. It was beautiful. It didn't have like scratches. It didn't look like an old 1908 version of one. It was beautiful. It was great. And it was huge. And I was like, I am in the market for a TV, but that's not what I came here for. And I'm a little scared, frankly. This just looks too beautiful. And so, but I said, you know what? For this price, Father, I will take this home and take my chances. It may not even work, but I'm gonna check it out because this is this is crazy. Like, why is this even here? I was going in looking for something else. I really was, and I just was like, I didn't even know they had TVs like this in this type of store. Uh, this would usually be like somewhere in somebody's pawn shop, if it is used in somebody's pawn shop and it's high priced still. Um, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, y'all. I wish I could show y'all the TV, but I can't yet. Not that we not there on the technical capabilities of this channel, but Yeah, it's beautiful, and I'm so pleased, so happy with it. It works wonderfully. It just my kids love to sit and watch it, and it's great watching movies because it's like that theater feel. It is just, I mean, it's larger than what we had before, any of the other TVs we've had before. So it's awesome. And it works. You guys, they told me, ma'am, we have, it took two guys to put it in my car. That's how heavy and big it was. Even though it's very flat and thin and flat, nice looking and all that. Anyway, so they tested the TV, they said, but they did not test the remote. I was like, it's okay, thank you. Like, at this point, I'm just taking stuff. I'm like, for this price, like, I don't even know if the TV's gonna work. And the remote works, that's like icing on the cake. So, anyway, just put it in the back seat. I'm in there looking at the TV, y'all. When I first walked up on it, I was like, am I being punked? And I'm like, it's just sitting here. And when you come up on a valuable thing like that, you're like looking around to see if anybody else is eyeing it because you don't want them to get it. And then I had to walk away to ask somebody for help. So, because it was heavy. And I'm like looking to make sure ain't nobody over there trying to get it. And I'm also looking around because I'm like, why hasn't anybody gotten this TV? I'm just like, am I about to be that crazy one, that naive one that gets something like this here and know that it's just it's horrible. It's not gonna work. You don't do that. Like anyway, I said I'm gonna get it. Okay, took it home and it works beautifully. The remote works. All of it works. It's beautiful. I love it. Thank you, Lord. Blessing. You guys, this TV is name brand. This TV is beautiful. It is up to date, and I don't know how it got where it was, and I don't know how the price was where it was. You guys, it was, I'm just gonna tell you, it was double digits. Price was double digits. TV like that, I have never ever seen it be double digits. And nothing be wrong with it. No, you guys, you what? Anyway, awesome. So, now let me tell you about what happened before then. Before then, I did not have a TV in my living room. I was in between. I was like, okay, I need to get a TV for this room. What can I use in here for now? I remember my son has a projector. I was like, yes, we can do something with this because I also had a Chromecast, and I was like, I wonder if I could. The Chromecast will fit or will work in the projector. So it did, and we were watching things on it. It was fine for the most part. Okay, let me tell you the truth. You guys, we were trying to rig this thing up. We had it set up on this little this tripod that was for a phone and not for a projector. And I had rigged it up there. The tripod was leaning under the weight of the projector, and we had like tripped over the tripod so many times as it was in the middle of the floor because it had to be there because it had to be positioned just right to make the picture right on the wall. And the picture still wasn't really right on the wall. It would always like somehow turn or like turn to another spot on the wall. And not to mention you had to get the focus right. Like so it's like the picture was like this. Like it wasn't like a complete square. It was like slanted a little. I don't know what. We were trying to make it work in there. Not to mention when the light comes in through the window, it makes it harder for the for you to see the view. You need it to be completely dark. Like the darker it is, the better it works. We're gonna come back to that. So basically, this projector, it was okay. It was doing what we needed to do most of the time. And it was cool to kind of have the projector situation until it just was not cool. We didn't have the right stuff for it. It just, I was like, I so miss a television. But I said, I'm going to wait on it. I'm going to wait on it. And then I will make that large purchase later. But I ended up going to this place looking for something else. And there it was. There my beautiful TV was. It was just like, what in the what? 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 So that is my story. That's my testimony. It's just such a blessing. I know y'all like a TV. Okay, thank you. What else? Listen, y'all know who I am. The Lord is always talking to me, and also I'm always looking for Him. So I be finding those messages in the situation. So y'all, what did this say to me? I'm just gonna tell you what it said to me. That God has something for me when the time is right. When um, He sees fit for me to have it, and if I can wait and be patient, then I can have it. And I will know uh, when it is something that He has brought along. And we're going to talk about the ways that we can know that in a moment. But the point is, you know, what I had before with the projector was something that I made do with. You know, um, we're always looking for God's grace. We're always looking to know if He is there working on our behalf, if He is there supporting us, if He's wanting to do great things in our lives and do great things for us and through us. And, sometimes our view of Him gets skewed by our earthly experiences, and so we try to relate, how God is and who God is, based upon our experiences, and sometimes that's okay, because I do believe that He puts things here to help us understand Him better, but sometimes that isn't okay because sometimes our experiences are not good experiences, and so we just wonder sometimes when we're in a place where we're struggling or we're going through something. Lord, do you have something for me? Like, is this going to be better? Is this going to get better? Lord, I know I've been told that you want good things for me, but, perhaps I'm just supposed to be in this place where I'm just okay. Maybe this is it. And I want to tell you that that could not be further from the truth. Everyone has their moments, yes, where they go through, but that isn't the destination that our Father wants us to be at. And we're going to look at some scriptures that help us with that. So I'm reading 1 Timothy 6:17. As for the rich in this present age, charge them not to be haughty, nor to set their hopes on the uncertainty of riches, but on God who richly provides us with everything to enjoy. Luke 2:10. And the angel said to them, fear not, for behold, I bring you good news of great joy that will be for all the people. And I wanted to put something in here, you guys. This exercise is part of my exercise that I talk about a lot that I had to do at some point. It was one of my devotions where I had to write down all the things I was worried about, all the bad thoughts or bad things I thought about myself, and write down the spiritual truths. So one side was the bad thoughts, one side was the spiritual truths. So basically, the idea is one side is what I think, which is erroneous, which is not right. The other side is what the truth is. What is it really? What is the reality? What is the actual truth? And so this part right here, this verse I'm about to read you. This is one of the verses that I have put as one of my spiritual truths to combat the bad thought. Right. This one says it's 103. So I'm in Psalms 103. I'll do verse 1 through 5. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgiveth all thine iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases, who redeemeth thy life from destruction, who crowneth thee with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfieth thy mouth with good things, so that thy youth is renewed like the eagle. One of my favorites of all time, you guys. I love that because it really gives me the perspective of God that I did not have before. We know him to be a lot of things, but the world wants us to think, the enemy wants us to think that he's just this overbearing, just person who is looking over us, waiting for us to mess up, and just doesn't care about anything but if we're doing something right. And that is not the truth. We have a loving Father. He wants us to have great things. When we struggle, who knows what it's for? I'm not even going to try to say what those moments and times are for because I don't even understand all of them myself. However, I can't neglect the way that I read about him and what I experience myself with him about who he is. And this is the truth. He wants us to have these wonderful things. He provides these wonderful things for us. And he does. If you're looking for his goodness, his goodwill towards us, then it's there. You guys look for it. Don't just think you know about it, think you know what he wants for us, or just go off of what someone else has told you. Read about it. This is one of the scriptures that just warms my heart every time. That's beautiful. It's that right there was full of everything I would need to be comfortable, and to be calmed when I am anxious about my life and how it's going, and if it's going to get better, if it's going to change. And so that's beautiful, you guys. I encourage you to keep Psalms 103, 1 through 5, just right there, somewhere where you can see that. Okay, here's another one that I want to read. It is Matthew 7, verse 11. If ye then, being evil, don't be alarmed by the word evil, it's just a reference to our flesh. If ye then, being evil, know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your Father, which is in heaven, give you good things to them that ask him? Isn't that beautiful? So that is the truth. Yes, he wants us to have these wonderful things. He wants us to have the good things. And so now we know that he wants us to have them. Now we know that it's him who provides these things. But, that leaves us with the question sometimes, how do we know when it's God that's doing it, when it's God that's providing it? We might have a projector right now that is kind of okay doing the job, whatever the projector might be in your life. But how do you know if this is what God wants for us? If this is of God, if He did it? That's the question. Like, is this it? Is this what you was trying to give me, Lord? Like, I know some of us are asking that question right now. And so let's go over some ways that we can know when it's God that is doing it, as opposed to when it's not God who's doing it, who's giving it, who's providing that, whatever that thing is. And you guys, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes, okay? So first thing, I'm going to give you three things, okay? Three comparisons. When God does it, you find yourself having to catch up to the greatness of the blessing. So I couldn't believe that that was my TV. I couldn't believe that I was about to buy this thing for this amount of money. It was just made available to me. It was better than anything I had seen in any of the pawn shops or anything I was at Walmart or any of the places I was looking around at. I was just like, "Are you serious?" And there's nothing wrong with it? Like, what? And then even when I get up each day, it's like I'm looking at the TV like, you literally have a beautiful TV, better than you ever thought that you were going to have, sitting right here in your living room. Look at this. It's for real. It was how much now? Like, I have to go over it every day, just like, what? You find yourself being that way about it. Like, for real? And so that's when you know God has done it. That's one of the ways. Now let's compare it. When God didn't do it, you find yourself having to lower your expectations just so you can be comfortable with it. You see the difference? So, I'm looking at the projector like, okay, well, it don't really work the way I need it to. It's just, um, it's all right. It ain't It's doing all right though. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I'm thank. It's all right. We have those things in our lives that we are continuing to deal with, and we're like, uh. Now, I'm not talking about the times where we have to, make do with something, and we're just in that waiting period, waiting for God to bless us or bring something else about. That's fine. We all will absolutely be thankful, but there are some things that we tolerate or that we put up with that are not of God, and we don't have to continue to sit there. And I want us to really grasp from this the way that our mentality looks when it's God and when it's not. So that's why I'm making that comparison. And I'm just using this situation as um, an analogy. Okay. So nothing against what you guys have. Listen, I know, I get you. I'm right there. Or are appreciating for the time being. This is specifically talking about those things that should not be there, that we should not be doing or should not be dealing with. Okay, so that's the first comparison. Um, you find yourself having to catch up to the greatness when God has done it. When God has not done it, you find yourself having to lower your expectations so that you can just be comfortable with it. When God has done it, second one, you find yourself planning how you will enjoy it in the future. I was like, I'm gonna have movie night. What we gonna do? We gonna I'm gonna mount it on the wall. It's just how I'm gonna do this. What I'm gonna do with this TV? It's gonna be great. You know what I mean? And then, but with the projector, not so. See, when it's not God, you find yourself constantly planning how you can fix it so that it can be enjoyed in the future. Um, I had that I needed a stand. I needed something so that it can hold it, and be positioned right on the wall, or maybe I could mount it from the ceiling, but it'd have to be just right so that it would look right, and then we would be able to enjoy it, and then we would be able to enjoy it. Like it's just you got to fix it up a little bit to try to make, yeah, mm mm, mm mm, mm mm. You guys, we may do this with things like this, but not when this has to do with your life. When you're making these big decisions and you are allowing those things that you become attached to, or you allow to be a part of your life, that is the way that it's going to be. You're going to just, maybe if I just a little bit kind of, that's not how you want to. Um, Go about doing things when this is a bigger decision to make. So that's number two. You'll find yourself planning on how you can enjoy it in the future if God has done it. If God has not done it, you'll find yourself constantly planning on how you're going to fix it so that it can be enjoyed in the future. Okay. All right. Number three, you find yourself protecting it because you want to maintain its beauty. My daughter loves to smear her little hand on the TV. Right now it's sitting on the floor, so it's right there eye level for her. So she loves to just put her hand and go all over the TV, and I'm looking at her like, no, 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 honey, no, sweetie, no, because I'm like, I'm proud of this TV. I love it. I don't want it to get damaged. It looks beautiful, and yes, I want to just maintain it. I want to maintain it. And so I'm constantly like, oh, wait, let's make sure we watch it. And so I just want to maintain its beauty. That's what you do when it is something that God has given you. You want to preserve it. You want to maintain it. You want to treat it with care. You want to make sure that it's like, it's this is something that's sacred to you. So you're just like, thank you, and you're thankful for it and all those things. When God didn't do it, you find yourself defending and protecting it because you don't want it to break any more than it already is broken. You know that it cannot sustain any kind of blow or it might be taken out completely. Okay, so this projector, y'all, it was so wobbly. Let me tell you something. Like the I told you that the thing it was standing on, its foundation, its foundation was wobbly. Okay? It wasn't sturdy. The foundation, it was not even it wasn't on a it wasn't supposed to be used for that. It was a cell phone tripod. Foundation wasn't right. Somebody say the foundation wasn't right. Yeah. Foundation is a start of a thing. So you started wrong. It started out wrong. Somebody said you started out wrong. Mm-mm. But do you see the difference there? Sometimes the enemy makes that line, y'all. I'm making, the line. It's so thin, that line of comparison, that and he blurs that line so much to where it's hard for you to make that differentiation. Like they almost look the same. Almost look the same. Almost look, but it's not. If you pay attention, you guys, you pay attention. That last one that I just read you. So, number three, when God has done it, you find yourself protecting it because you want to maintain its beauty. That is you protecting it to preserve it. It's beautiful, yes. But on the other end, you were protecting and defending something, not because it was just so beautiful and you just wanted to maintain it, but because you know if one more thing hits it, it's going to just wipe it out. That thing will be tore up from the floor up because it's already broken. It's already in a bad state. It's already not good. And so, you guys, you got to recognize that. You got to recognize that. And that's the difference. So, those are just three examples. There are so many, but those are just three examples of the differences when God has done it as opposed to when He has not done it. So, those are the things that we want to pay attention to, you guys. And what we want to do is we want to wait for God to give us that He wants us to have. God wants to do something great, and He wants to give us something so beautiful. Let Him. Let Him. Let Him. Let Him. Okay? And let's, y'all, for a minute, just talk about the name. Okay? Let's just talk about the what okay. Let's back up. Let's back up. Because I realized I left this out. You remember when I said that the projector worked best in the dark? That's another thing to pay attention to. What are the things that you have in your life that work best in the dark? Y'all, listen, pay attention to it. What works best in the dark? What do you have that works best in the dark? Some of the things I wrote was friends that want to be involved in dark things. It might be activities that you participate in that have to be done in the dark or in the secret. Come on, y'all know. Or people that only call you when it's dark. Mm-mm. A relationship that only works when you give in and shift to a darker version of yourself. Y'all, what do you have that works best in the dark? Pay attention. Pay attention. Everything's going good as long as you are not the best version of yourself. As long as you give in to being lower the way that you were, everything's fine. Mm-mm. All right, so let's get back to this name. All right, the name. We can say many things about this. So first of all, I love that the TV that I have is not just any TV. It's a Samsung TV. Thank you, Lord, for that name brand. And I was reading about Samsung. Samsung is one of the leading technology people, things, organizations in the world. They deal with this type of thing a lot, and they're known to have great products like this. Electronics and things. So I am elated to have this name be attached to the television. Okay, I thought that when I got a television, I was gonna get it from somewhere for cheap, and it was gonna be the name brand was gonna be Hyphosonics. One of them off brands that nobody knows. It probably was made by somebody, and it was the one and only thing that person ever made. And I just happened to get it. I thought that's what it was going to be, but it was something different. God gave me something beautiful, something more than I could have even thought, could have even asked for, could have even imagined. And I know that if I would have thought about like asking for something like this, I would have been like, girl, stop being so just like specific. The Lord's just gonna bless you. It's a TV. He can give you whatever he wants. I probably wouldn't have even asked for this. I would have been like, Lord, just give me what you want to give me, and just thank you for whatever you bless me with. Like, but the Lord, he just overdoes it. Just he outdoes my wildest imagination. So I'm so thankful for that name. But the better name that I am grateful is attached to this whole situation is Goodwill. Goodwill is the store I was at when I found this TV. And I started to look at that name. And remember, I read you the definition of Goodwill. You guys, I went there looking for a few things for my house, little trinkets to set up on the dresser and on the ledge that I put up in my room, and I found God's goodwill. I found evidence of His goodwill. There's a little one of the songs that has something goodwill towards men. It's like a usually sang at Christmas time, but I never really contemplated what that meant. But that's his wanting the best for us. His wanting to be in fellowship with us and work with us and love us and be in relationship with us and want us to understand that he wants good things for us. He wants us to know him in that way. And some of us are on our own personal searches for God's goodwill. And you can find that. It is there. It does exist. It is real. And so for all of you who don't even know that you may be in search for God's goodwill, you will find it. You will find it. Seek and you will find. You will find it. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Go. Continue to look. Continue to look. Go after it. You will find it. You will find it. Okay, so you guys don't settle for, okay, God has goodwill towards you. His will is good. He has good plans for us. Jeremiah 29 and 11. All right? So wait for him. Let him do it. And you will know when he is doing it. I know you've been confused thus far. I know you haven't been sure about it thus far, but you will know. You will know. Okay? Despite whatever you think, whatever you've heard, whatever people have tried to tell you, you will know. This is God. Okay? This is, oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. I pray that I can find it. Y'all, I'm telling you that you will know and that God will let you know. Um, God, if God has given you something and you are hesitant maybe to do it or to take it on, He knows how to give you that assurance in your heart. He knows how to help you to be comfortable, help you to accept what it is that He's given you. He knows how to validate it, how to say, yes, this is it. He knows how to give you that check in your spirit, that thing in your heart. Say, yes, that's it. Okay, so you don't have to be worried about that. And I'm gonna read you this because it made me think of that. 1 second. Okay, y'all. It is Matthew 1:20. Okay, so while we're on this subject, the goodwill, and there is a song that is normally sang around Christmas time about goodwill towards men, God's goodwill towards men, and we know the story around Christmas time. The whole thing of it is the fact that Jesus was born to Mary, right? And you remember Joseph was a little like, no, I'm not about to do this because you talking about you got this baby from the Lord, and you done did something out here. You've been stepping out, and I'm just gonna have to quietly divorce you, quietly step away. And but Matthew 1:20 says, but as he considered these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, Son of David, do not fear to take Mary as your wife, for that which is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. See, Joseph needed a little confirmation too. And some of us keep thinking that perhaps it's us, like, maybe the confusion that we've experienced or the that we are experiencing in our spirit is something that is just us maybe not, us not being able to accept it for some reason. Maybe this is, it's okay, maybe this okay thing is okay for me, maybe this is what God was giving me. But I'm telling you that God will let you know when it is him. And if you need a little help, he will do what it takes to get that message to you, to help you understand that yes, this is what I have for you. This is good. You can accept it. You can take it. You can do what you need to do. This is it. Okay? So don't beat yourself up about what it is that you think and what it is that you feel in this time of just accepting your just okayness. But wait for God and wait for his confirmation, because it is coming. And when it comes, you will know it. Okay? I hope that puts some things to rest for some people. Okay? Um, God's goodwill is there. He loves you. And I wish I could say it the way that I feel it, the way that I know it, the way that I understand it. It is there, you guys. So I know this video is so long and I could talk forever on this. So I'm gonna cut it right there. Thank you so much for watching till the end, you guys. And listen, walking with Christ has been a journey. One that I believe that I was meant to share with you guys. Um, so thanks for joining me on the walk live.